A disabled fan was seen shouting Cristiano Ronaldo's name during a high-stakes match. Luckily, Ronaldo noticed her, and what he did next will leave you in tears. It was a special evening at the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, one of the most famous football grounds in the world. The seats were packed with excited fans, all eager to watch their favourite players in action. The match was a Champions League semi-final, and the stakes were high. The crowd roared with cheers and chants, their voices blending into one loud, powerful sound. Everyone was here for one reason: to watch Cristiano Ronaldo, the football legend, play one of the most important games of his career. Among the thousands of fans in the stadium was a young girl named Emma. Emma was just 12 years old, and she loved football more than anything. But Emma wasn't like most other fans. She was in a wheelchair. Life had not been easy for her, but football always made her smile. And more than anything else, Cristiano Ronaldo was her hero. Emma had admired Ronaldo for as long as she could remember. She loved how he worked so hard, how he never gave up, and how he always gave his best, no matter what. For Emma, Ronaldo was more than just a football player. He was an inspiration. Watching him play gave her strength and courage to face her own challenges. This day was very special for Emma and her family. They had saved money for years to buy these tickets. Courtside seats at a big game like this were not cheap, but they knew how much it meant to Emma. This wasn't just about watching a football game. It was about fulfilling Emma's dream of seeing her hero up close. As the family entered the stadium, Emma couldn't believe her eyes. The lights, the crowd, and the field, it was all so magical. She had dreamed about this moment for so long, and now it was finally happening. Her parents helped her settle into her seat, and she held a small handmade sign tightly in her lap. It read, "Ronaldo, you inspire me to never give up." Emma had spent days carefully making this sign, hoping that maybe, just maybe, Ronaldo would see it. When the players came onto the field, the noise in the stadium grew louder. Emma's heart started beating faster. There he was, Cristiano Ronaldo, walking onto the pitch with his teammates. He looked focused, ready to give his best for the team. Emma's eyes followed his every move. She could hardly believe she was sitting so close to him. As the match began, Emma couldn't take her eyes off the field. Every time Ronaldo touched the ball, her face lit up with excitement. She cheered for him with all her heart, her voice blending with the thousands of others in the stadium. But for Emma, this was more than just a game. It was a moment she would never forget. Her parents watched her closely, smiling as they saw how happy she was. They knew how much this meant to her. Emma's mom leaned over and said, "He might see your sign, sweetheart. Just hold it up when you feel it's the right time." Emma nodded, gripping her sign tightly, waiting for the perfect moment. As the first half of the game ended, Emma felt a mix of emotions. She was thrilled to be here, but she wanted more. She wanted Ronaldo to notice her. She wanted to tell him how much he had inspired her, how his story gave her hope every single day. The players walked off the field for halftime, and Emma's dad leaned down to her. "This is your chance, Emma," he said with a gentle smile. "When they come back, hold your sign high and don't be afraid to call out to him." Emma nodded, her hands trembling slightly. She had waited for this day for so long, and now it felt like her dream might actually come true. As the second half of the match drew closer, Emma took a deep breath. She wasn't sure if Ronaldo would notice her, but she was ready to try. Her heart was filled with hope, and her eyes stayed fixed on the tunnel where the players would soon reappear. The match was halfway through, and the players had left the field for a short break. Emma sat in her courtside seat, holding her handmade sign close to her chest. Her hands trembled slightly as she looked at the words she had written. "Ronaldo, you inspire me to never give up." This wasn't just a sign, it was her message to the man who had given her hope when she needed it most. Her father leaned down and whispered, "Emma, this is your chance. When the players come back, don't be afraid to call out to him." Emma nodded, her heart pounding. She wasn't sure if he would hear her. After all, the stadium was loud, filled with fans shouting and cheering. But deep down, she knew she had to try. When the players started walking back onto the field, the crowd erupted in cheers. Emma tightened her grip on the sign, her eyes scanning the players until she spotted him, Cristiano Ronaldo. He walked confidently, focused and ready for the next half. Emma's breath caught in her throat. This was the moment she had been waiting for. Gathering all her courage, she called out, "Ronaldo!" Her voice was small and shaky, but clear enough to cut through the noise. She held her sign high, hoping he would see it. For a moment, it felt like time slowed down. Ronaldo paused mid-step and turned his head, scanning the crowd. His sharp eyes searched for the source of the voice, and then they landed on Emma. She froze, her heart racing as their eyes met. Ronaldo's expression softened as he noticed the young girl in the wheelchair holding the sign. Without hesitation, he walked toward her. The crowd around them grew quieter, curious about what was happening. Emma's parents exchanged a glance, their faces filled with both surprise and joy. As Ronaldo approached, Emma felt tears welling up in her eyes. She couldn't believe this was really happening. "Hello," Ronaldo said with a warm smile, kneeling down to her level so they were face to face. "What's your name?" Emma's cheeks turned red as she stammered. I'm Emma." Ronaldo nodded, his smile growing. "It's nice to meet you, Emma. I see your sign there. You inspire me to never give up, huh?" Emma nodded quickly, holding the sign out for him to see. "Yes," she said, her voice trembling. "You're my hero. Watching you play makes me feel like I can do anything." Ronaldo's expression softened even more. "Thank you, Emma. That means a lot to me," he said, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "But you know what? I think you're the real inspiration here. Coming to this game, cheering for me, and showing so much strength, that's what's truly amazing." As Ronaldo gently placed his hand on hers, the crowd around them watched in silence, many of them visibly moved. It was a rare, heartfelt moment that reminded everyone why Ronaldo was not just a great player, but also a kind-hearted human being. Emma's mom wiped away tears, unable to contain her emotions. Her dad stood close, smiling proudly at his daughter. After a brief pause, Ronaldo asked, "Can I give you something?" Emma looked up at him, confused but excited. "Yes," she said softly. Ronaldo turned to one of the staff members nearby and signaled for them to bring over a jersey. Within moments, a staff member handed him a jersey with Ronaldo's name and number on it. He took a pen and signed it with a flourish before handing it to Emma. "This is for you," he said, placing the jersey in her lap. "To remind you to keep fighting and never give up." Emma looked at the jersey, her hands shaking as she held it. "Thank you," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "This means so much to me." But Ronaldo wasn't done. He looked at her parents and said, "Can I invite you all to the field after the game? We can take some photos together." Emma's eyes widened in disbelief. "Really?" she asked, her voice filled with excitement. "Really?" Ronaldo said with a nod. "I'd like to hear more about your story, Emma. You've inspired me tonight." The moment was magical. For Emma, it was more than she had ever dreamed of. And for the crowd, it was a reminder of the humanity behind the superstar. As the game resumed, Emma clutched the jersey tightly, her heart full of joy. She couldn't stop smiling, even as the players returned to the field. Her parents looked at her, their faces glowing with pride and happiness. After the match ended, true to his word, Ronaldo invited Emma and her family onto the field. The cameras flashed as they posed for photos, but for Emma, the world seemed to fade away. All she could think about was the kindness Ronaldo had shown her. During their conversation on the field, Emma shared her story. She told Ronaldo about the accident that had changed her life and how she had struggled to adjust to her new reality. But she also told him how his determination and success had inspired her to keep going. Ronaldo listened intently, his admiration for Emma growing with every word. "You're incredible, Emma," he said. "Never forget how strong you are." As the evening came to an end, Emma left the stadium with a heart full of gratitude and memories she would cherish forever. As the final whistle blew, signaling the end of the intense match, the stadium erupted in cheers. Cristiano Ronaldo and his team had secured a crucial victory, but for one fan, the night was about so much more than the game. Emma, sitting courtside in her wheelchair, still clutched the signed jersey Ronaldo had given her. Her face glowed with joy and disbelief. Her parents stood beside her, their hearts full of gratitude for the unforgettable moment they had just witnessed. But the night wasn't over yet. True to his word, Ronaldo had invited Emma and her family onto the field after the game. Security personnel guided them to the pitch as the other players celebrated with their teammates. The stadium, though still bustling, grew quieter as fans began to leave. But many stayed, watching intently as Ronaldo walked over to meet Emma and her family once more. Ronaldo knelt down to Emma's level, smiling warmly. "How was the game?" he asked, his tone friendly and engaging. Emma beamed, her excitement spilling over. "It was amazing." "You played so well," she exclaimed, clutching the jersey tightly to her chest. Ronaldo chuckled. "Thank you, Emma. But you know what? Tonight, you're the real MVP. Your strength and courage inspire me more than you can imagine." The cameras captured every moment as Ronaldo spent time talking to Emma and her family. He posed for pictures with them, even taking a few selfies with Emma using her mom's phone. The joy on her face was infectious, and even the stadium staff couldn't help but smile as they watched the interaction. But Ronaldo didn't stop there. He wanted to do something truly special. "Emma," he said, "I have one more surprise for you." He gestured to one of his team's staff members, who brought over a pair of football boots. They weren't just any boots, they were the ones Ronaldo had worn during the game that evening. "These are for you," Ronaldo said, handing the boots to Emma. Her eyes widened in amazement as she took them in her hands. "I want you to have these as a reminder that you can overcome any challenge, just like I've had to overcome mine." Emma's parents were moved to tears. Her dad, his voice thick with emotion, said, "Thank you, Cristiano. You've given her more than just gifts tonight. You've given her hope and happiness." Ronaldo placed a hand on Emma's shoulder and smiled. "She's given me something too," he replied. "She's reminded me why I play this game, not just for the trophies, but for moments like this." As Emma and her family left the field, the crowd that remained in the stadium erupted in applause. Many of them had witnessed the interaction and were deeply touched by Ronaldo's kindness. The story quickly spread across social media, with fans posting photos and videos of the moment. Hashtags like #RonaldoInspires and #EmondRonaldo began trending within hours, drawing millions of views and comments from around the world. People shared their thoughts on the heartwarming gesture. "This is why Ronaldo is not just a football legend, but a true hero," one user wrote. Another commented, "Moments like these show the real Ronaldo. It's not just about his skills on the field, but the size of his heart." Emma's story even caught the attention of major news outlets. Sports channels and online platforms featured clips of the interaction, praising Ronaldo for his compassion and humility. The video of him giving Emma his boots went viral, with fans and celebrities alike expressing their admiration for the star player. For Ronaldo, the moment wasn't about publicity or praise. It was about making a difference in someone's life. In his post-match interview, when asked about the interaction, he simply said, "Emma inspired me tonight. She reminded me that greatness isn't just about winning games or breaking records. It's about being there for others and making them feel valued." Emma, too, became a bit of a star in her own right. Interviews with her family revealed her journey, the challenges she had faced, and how Ronaldo's actions had made her feel seen and appreciated. "This was the best day of my life," Emma told a reporter, her face lighting up as she held the jersey and boots close. "I'll never forget what Ronaldo did for me. He's not just my favourite player, he's my hero." The story continued to inspire people long after the match. Fans across the world shared their own experiences of how Ronaldo had touched their lives, either through his game or his acts of kindness. It became a reminder that true greatness is about more than just talent. It's about using that talent to uplift and inspire others. As the video of Ronaldo and Emma's interaction continued to circulate, many fans reflected on what made Ronaldo such a beloved figure. It wasn't just his skill with the ball or the trophies he had won. It was his ability to connect with people, to show them that they mattered, no matter who they were. The moment left an indelible mark on everyone who saw it. It became one of those stories that people told again and again, not just because of who Ronaldo was, but because of the hope and humanity it represented. What do you think of Cristiano Ronaldo's heartwarming gesture? Do you believe moments like these define the true greatness of a football legend? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring stories.